CommandCentre is where we tell you the ongoing successes on the war against terror. It will give you a panorama. In the face of an ongoing insurgency in the northeast. Good day. You're welcome to this week's edition of your favorite program, CommandCentre. Live from the Silverbird Television Abuja studios, CommandCentre will give you an up-to-date information on the war against terror. My name is Amadin and I am your host on this program. The crisis in Southern Kaduna has been on the front burner in the last few weeks. While there are reports of mass killings of locals, many Nigerians are demanding an end to this wanton destruction of lives and properties. The federal government has commenced efforts with the Kaduna state government at putting an end to the violence. Many have described the crisis in different terms. Some say it is religious. However, there are many on the other side of the divide who insist it is a fight for resources, as the effects of climate change is telling on farming communities and pastoralists. On today's program, we have Rev Polycarp Gbaja, an EDG from Southern Kaduna Axis of Kaduna State, who will join us in appraising the efforts already on ground to maintain peace. You can join the conversation via our Facebook page, STV CommandCentre, and follow us on Twitter at CommandCentre16. Stay tuned.
Terrorism is not jihad. It is cruel, wicked, and man's inhumanity to man. Both Islam and Christianity abhor the killings of the weak and defenseless. There can be no development without peace and security. See something, say something. Let's give peace a chance.
Welcome back. For those who are just joining us, we have Rev Polycarp Gbaja on the program. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me, Amadin.
The killings in Southern Kaduna. No one has been able to identify the cause of the crisis. Some say it is religious. Others say it is a fight for land and resources. What do you think is the cause?
First of all, we have to go beyond just what is on the surface. Let's look at what pattern these events have taken through so many years. The manner of the killings, the pattern that is evolving of invasion and occupation. It tells you it's a little bit more than what meets the eye. The nature of the killings has been so disquieting through the years, and some might say it is merely economic, but you cannot say it's just economic without also looking at both the ethnic aspects and also the political aspects as well. Power play is there, economics is there, ethnicism is also there, and probably some aspects of religion as well. All of these are factors. Nigeria is a complex web of people, and you cannot attribute happenings to just one thing. You will have to look at them within the context of the reality of who we are. And in Southern Kaduna, you have seen so many things happen, and consistently for this number of years, in which again and again communities are attacked, the greatest casualties being women and children, and in the most horrific manner. The surprise is not just that they are being attacked. The surprise is that well over 5 years or 6 years or 7 years, we have not been able to bring to book, and by we I mean the government forces have not been able to bring to book the people that are perpetrating this. People have died in hundreds and thousands, and yet in a country and a polity like Nigeria, we say we don't have people. We cannot fish out anybody. Nobody has been held responsible, and the killings are ongoing, and we still say nobody is responsible. We even have, from the president to the sultan to the governor, also making, giving information that these are killers from other parts of Africa, not even Nigeria. And it's so disquieting because anybody who really thinks about it, you have to ask, Amadin, are we really having this conversation? Is it really true that we have invaders from outside Nigeria coming in? Not once, multiple times. And we have not been able to do anything about this. So it begins to go beyond just a matter of just economics. There's a whole lot involved in crossing the borders of countries and states. And mark you, these states are not even border states. These states are within. Kaduna is not a border state with any country.
Now here on Command Center, we are curious to know, today is February the 1st, 2017. Are these attacks still ongoing?
They are still ongoing. Yesterday, day before yesterday, there was an attack in a village called Abam, and a person was killed. Last week and the week before, we heard about Samaru, where gunmen showed up after giving 3 days notice. On the 14th of January and on the 17th, they showed up, toting their guns not too far from even the police, from the police station. And they committed the havoc and they left. And it is disturbing. For years it has gone on. 2014 was a terrible year in which you had about 15 attacks between Kujama and Sanga local government.
Now you said something. You said they gave notice that they would attack.
Yes.
And they attacked.
Yes.
Nobody could stop them. No security, no military, nothing. I'm amazed by that assertion.
This is very, very disquieting. You know, the more you look at this, very honestly, it's a time for a real hard talk for us Nigerians, beyond the political, beyond being politically correct. How do people get into your country, kill your countrymen, even give notices that were pasted, and then they follow through and they attack? And the question we have to ask, where is our security? And you know, this country can pride itself. We have more than one intelligence unit in the country. The military has it, the police has it, and the state has it. What is happening that this kind of killing with impunity is taking place in Nigeria? Remember, Nigeria is not just any country. Nigeria is seen as the leader of Africa. We have championed the cause of freedom and peace in other African nations. How come this giant of Africa is being dealt with by herdsmen, by fighters from other countries? And the question is, how could that happen in a nation like ours?
Now, while you are asking this question,
yes,
I know that there are ongoing efforts by the federal government and the state government to quell the crisis. Are they yielding results?
Well, I think that's a question for us all in Nigeria to answer. Are they yielding results? Why is it that we are continuously taken by surprise? That should not happen in a country like Nigeria. It has happened repeatedly from village to village. You see, these are defined geographical areas that are coverable by both intel and security agencies. If something has happened more than once or twice in an area, I think that it is time for security to go into the root cause of the matter and go into the depth of it and fish out what's happening here. They are not ghosts. They are people killing other people. The geographic coverage of the area is Nigeria. It is determined, can be determined. We have forces on ground. We have forces that can maneuver at sea, and we have forces that can maneuver in the air. We have what it takes. We have intel that can move in incognito to find out these things and stop it. And what has become disquieting, I think, is the value of life in Nigeria. That people are not even moved when 10 people are killed. 100 people are killed in a day. 40 people are killed in a day. And it looks normal. It takes time to kill people, raise down houses, sack an entire village in this day and age of mobile phones. How could that happen? It takes time. It takes more than 30 minutes to raise down an entire village. Where is our security?
Okay, on this question of security, I don't want to dwell on the past.
Yes.
I know that the present Inspector General of Police has promised that there will be a mobile police battalion station in Kaduna. Even the Nigerian Army has indicated interest on setting up an army garrison at Kafanchan. Do you think these will be enough to, if temporarily put an end to the killings which you have described?
Any country with a well-trained army and police security system, once they show up in a place, they are trained to take care of any security compromise or situation. Why has it taken so long? For the past 6 years, killings have been going on in these areas. Why have mobile police units not been set up in those places? Why is it just now we are setting up a battalion? The killings between May and now are not even as bad as the killings in 2014. 1,004 people were killed in over 15 massacres that took place between Kujama and Sanga. Now it's like there was a lull in 2015. Then 2016, it resumes. It's the same crescent of fire, if you will ask me, between Kogoro Hills and a crescent right through to Sanga area. Not much has changed. It's the same area. From that same crescent area, you can see how attacks also have taken place even in the southern tip of Plateau State, in Riom area and Berikin Ladi. It's not rocket science. These are organized massacres and incursions and attacks. I think the Nigerian security is competent to be able to do this. Question is, why has it taken such a long time? If truly the announcement being made is taken seriously, my question now next is, what is the gestation period? Announcements were made last week and probably the week before. Have the people been deployed? Do we have the battalions in place, or just an announcement was made? And there must be a short period between announcements and mobilization of people, especially where security, where lives are concerned, where lives have been taken in the most horrific manner you can imagine. Women and children forming over 80%, defenseless people being killed. I think that if we would really appreciate the lives of Nigerians, it should not take more than 48 hours to have a rapid response of the Nigerian security before you make an announcement. Because of the incidents, we should have sent the army and the police immediately. The presence should have been so visible, even you should not be asking that question. In fact, already, if you travel the road, you will see that all of these things are already in place. We won't be hearing of this kind of things that what happened yesterday or the day before, or even in Samaru anymore. We've talked for too long. It's time to back it up. Nigeria, that has had a reputation in the whole of Africa over the decades, should not be looking this vulnerable at this point in time.
Now, yes, it's been confirmed that there are killings, but the big question is why? Because nobody seems to be able to place a reason on why these killings are going on. You said it's been ongoing for 6 years. It's up till 2017, it has continued. Why are these killings ongoing?
First of all, I think that by the time you apprehend the killers and the attackers, you will find accurately probably why they have attacked these villages. And remember, these victims were killed in their villages. They did not go to fight in another place. They didn't follow herdsmen to a particular place. There is no herdsman village or country that these people followed them to go and kill them. All of these things and all of these attacks have taken place in the abode of the victims. We shouldn't forget that. It's like by the time you veer off and see what happened in Anambra and Enugu, you have to ask, it took place, the killings took place on the soil of the victims. That tells you that there's an aggressor. That aggressor should be apprehended. If they are sent or sponsored, their sponsors should be investigated. But to repeat an action where you have people being killed, and after the invasion of the place, if you go to those places, you will find the herdsmen and their cattle in the places where they have sacked the villages. Why isn't somebody arresting them and saying, you're not an indigent of this place? The people here have been sacked. They have been displaced. What are you doing here? Why are you here? It happened in Agatu. It has happened in Southern Kaduna. It has happened in other places too. Why are we not apprehending these people? Why are the security forces not apprehending the attackers and saying, what are you doing here? Why did you come to kill these people? Why have you massacred the people this way? Why have you continued to do this?
Okay,
that's a question to ask.
Now you are a reverend, you're a member of the clergy, but the Kaduna state government is accusing the clergy and religious leaders rather, and traditional rulers for being responsible for inciting this violence. Do you share that view?
You are talking about an accusation after the fact. People have been killed. People have been massacred. Villages have been sacked. Houses burnt to the ground. And in the face of that, not a single person held responsible. And clergy people come, and when you look at it, you're wondering where our security people are. And they are saying, defend yourselves. First of all, constitutionally, even in Nigeria's law, when you are attacked, you have a right to self-defense. Article 156 of the United Nations resolution verifies that everyone has a right to defend themselves when attacked in a life-threatening situation. It's not just a life-threatening situation. Lives have been taken, not just threatened. It is sad. It is disappointing. It is shameful that our security have not been up to par. Let me give you
Let me just ask you a final question, because time is not on us.
Yes.
Now, the Kaduna state government has promised that the governor, Nasir El-Rufai, said people have not been brought to book for 35 years.
Yes.
And he has promised that those responsible for this recent wave of violence will be prosecuted. Do you think this will bring an end to the killings?
It's a very, very welcome statement from His Excellency. I think that what people are doing right now is watching to see. They are having expectations that let us see the governor do this. It's a very welcome statement that these people will be brought to book. I think that when a state chief executive makes a remark like this, which I think in itself could be encouraging on the face of it, I think the thing to do is to give it a chance, not to preempt anything. Let's see that happen. And I can assure you that if that happens, you will see the support of the people on a situation like this.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Amadin. Thank you for having me.
This is the much we can take for today. We have come to the end of today's episode. Join us same time, same station next week. Do not forget to like our Facebook page, STV Command Center, and send us your comments and questions on our Twitter handle at CommandCentre16. Let's keep the conversation going. I remain your amiable host, Amadin Uyi. Goodbye. CommandCentre is where we tell you the ongoing successes on the war against terror. It will give you a panorama. In the face of an ongoing insurgency in the Northeast,